Hey there, beautiful people. Ready to find out why Italy should be on your bucket list? I mean, we all know it's gorgeous, right? But trust me, it's even more amazing than those Instagram filters let on. We're talking about a country with more history than a history book, more pasta than you can shake a breadstick at, and let's be honest, more charm than a whole season of The Bachelor. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to embark on a virtual journey to the land of pizza, pasta, and Michelangelo's David. Don't worry, I checked, and David will be wearing his usual birthday suit. Just kidding, or am I? Let's dive into the top 10 reasons you need to visit Italy before, well, God calls you up to that big spaghetti bowl in the sky. First stop, Rome, the eternal city, a place where history and modernity coexist in a mesmerizing dance. As you step into Rome, you're not just entering a city, you're stepping into a living museum, a place where every corner has a story to tell. Now, Rome wasn't built in a day, and that's evident in its layers of history. From the ancient ruins that whisper tales of gladiators and emperors to the bustling modern streets filled with life and energy, Rome is a city that has evolved over millennia. But trust me, you'll wish you could see it all in one. The sheer volume of sights, sounds, and experiences can be overwhelming, but that's part of Rome's charm. It's a city that invites you to get lost in its labyrinthine streets and discover hidden gems at every turn. It's a city that's both ancient and modern, where the past and present collide in the most fascinating ways. Imagine walking past a centuries-old ruin only to find a chic cafe nestled right next to it. It's this juxtaposition that makes Rome so unique, like finding a smartphone in a Roman ruin. It's a place where history is not just preserved but lived, where the ancient and the contemporary blend seamlessly. Speaking of ruins, you gotta check out the Colosseum. This iconic structure is a testament to Rome's grandeur and its enduring legacy. Standing in its shadow, you can almost hear the echoes of the past, the roar of the crowd, and the clash of gladiators. It's like the original gladiator arena, a place where history comes alive. You can almost picture the fierce battles that took place here, the bravery and the spectacle that captivated thousands. But instead of lions and tigers and bears, oh my, today the Colosseum is filled with tourists and pigeons. It's a different kind of spectacle, but one that's no less fascinating. They have tourists and pigeons. These modern-day visitors bring their own energy to the ancient site, creating a lively atmosphere that's both reverent and playful. Don't worry, the pigeons are much less scary. In fact, they add a touch of whimsy to the historic setting, reminding us that life goes on, even in the shadow of ancient grandeur. Can you imagine those gladiators? They were the rock stars of their time, celebrated and revered for their strength and skill. They were like the rock stars of their time, but with way worse dental plans. Despite the hardships, they were adored by the masses, their names chanted by thousands, but with way worse dental plans. It's a humorous reminder that even the most celebrated figures of the past had their own struggles and imperfections. I bet they loved performing for a full house, though. The energy of the crowd, the thrill of the fight, it must have been exhilarating. I mean, who wouldn't want to hear thousands of people chanting their name? It's a feeling that transcends time, connecting us to those ancient performers in a profound way. Although Are You Gladiating We're in Rome might need a little work. The puns may be cheesy, but they add a layer of fun to the experience, making history feel accessible and engaging. Next time, I'm coming back as a charioteer. The idea of racing through the ancient streets, feeling the wind in my hair, is undeniably appealing. Imagine me, whipping around that arena, wind in my hair, the crowd cheering me on. It's a thrilling thought, one that captures the spirit of adventure that Rome inspires. Maybe a snack stash under the chariot seat, just in case. After all, even the most daring charioteer needs a little sustenance. Just in case. Because in Rome, whether you're exploring ancient ruins or imagining yourself in a chariot race, there's always something unexpected and delightful around the corner. But Rome is more than just ancient history, folks. It's also home to the Trevi Fountain, where you can toss a coin over your shoulder and make a wish. My advice? Wish for more wishes. You can never have too many wishes. And of course, no trip to Rome would be complete without a visit to the Vatican City. It's the smallest country in the world, but it's got a big heart, and an even bigger hat collection. Seriously, the Pope has more hats than I have dance moves. And the food? Oh, the food. Pasta, pizza, gelato, espresso. You'll need to pack your stretchy pants for this trip, people. And maybe some antacids, just saying. So yeah, Rome is pretty great. It's definitely worth adding to your bucket list. And if you happen to see a gladiator while you're there, tell him Ellen says hi, and that I'm still waiting for my chariot ride. Next up, we're sailing into Venice, the city of canals. It's like someone took a beautiful city and decided to flood it. But hey, it worked out for them. Venice is all about romance. It's the kind of place where you hold hands, whisper sweet nothings, and maybe dodge a pigeon or two. Hey, even romantic cities have their downsides. And speaking of romance, you can't go to Venice without taking a gondola ride. It's like a fairy tale, except you're not floating on a cloud, you're floating on, well, water. And there might be mosquitoes. But don't worry, the gondoliers are there to serenade you with their beautiful singing. Or at least distract you from the mosquitoes. Either way, it's an experience you won't forget. Especially if you accidentally drop your phone in the water. If you enjoyed this journey through Venice, make sure to subscribe, follow, and turn on the notification bell for more amazing travel content. Now, I know what you're thinking, Ellen, Venice sounds lovely, but isn't it a little crowded? And to that, I say, have you seen my talk show audience? But seriously, Venice is more than just canals and gondolas. It's also home to stunning architecture, world-class museums, and some of the best seafood you'll ever eat. Just watch out for those seagulls. They're sneaky little devils. One minute you're enjoying your gelato, the next minute, bam, you're wearing it. Trust me, I speak from experience. So there you have it, Venice, a city of romance, canals, and seagulls with a penchant for gelato theft. What's not to love? So you're in Florence, the birthplace of the Renaissance. You know, that time when everyone was super talented and good looking? Well, maybe not everyone, but the artists definitely knew what they were doing. And speaking of art, let's talk about the real masterpiece of Florence, the pizza. Okay, I know it's not technically from Florence, but trust me, they make a mean pizza here. It's like the Mona Lisa of pizzas, except you can actually eat it, and you don't have to feel guilty about indulging because, hey, you're soaking up all that culture, right? It's like a cultural exchange program, but instead of learning a new language, you're learning the language of deliciousness. And trust me, your taste buds will thank you for it. So grab a slice, find a sunny spot by the Arno River, and enjoy the view. Just try not to get any tomato sauce on your Michelangelo t-shirt. Now, no trip to Florence is complete without a visit to the Galleria dell'Accademia to see Michelangelo's David. He's like really tall and really, well, let's just say Michelangelo knew his anatomy. Don't worry, they put a strategically placed fig leaf on him just in case you bring your grandma. But seriously, it's an incredible sculpture. You'll probably find yourself whispering, "It's okay, David, you can put your clothes back on now." But let's be real, after all that art gazing, you're gonna need a sugar rush. And what better way to satisfy your sweet tooth than with some gelato? Florence is practically overflowing with gelato shops, each one more tempting than the last. Pistachio, hazelnut, chocolate, mango, the flavors are endless. It's like a rainbow in your mouth, only colder and much, much tastier. So go ahead, treat yourself. When in Florence, right? Okay, let's talk about the Amalfi Coast. Imagine this, you're cruising along a winding coastal road, the sun is shining, the wind is in your hair, and the views are so breathtaking you might accidentally swallow a bug. That's the Amalfi Coast in a nutshell. It's like stepping into a postcard, only better because you can actually smell the lemons. And trust me, they smell amazing. Speaking of amazing, Positano, this little town is basically the Beyoncé of the Amalfi Coast. Gorgeous, iconic, and everyone wants a picture with it. And for good reason. With its pastel-colored houses tumbling down the hillside towards the turquoise water, it's basically impossible to take a bad photo here. But that won't stop you from trying, right? Just make sure your selfie stick doesn't accidentally knock someone off a cliff. Now, I know what you're thinking. Beaches! And yes, the Amalfi Coast has those too. They're not your typical sprawling beaches with miles of sand, but they're nestled in these charming coves and have crystal clear water that's just begging for you to take a dip. Just be prepared to get up close and personal with your fellow beachgoers because space is a hot commodity here. Think of it as an opportunity to make new friends. Or, perfect your don't talk to me face. And while you're soaking up the sun, you have to try the local specialty limoncello. This lemon liqueur is basically sunshine in a bottle, but be warned, it's strong stuff. One sip and you'll be saying ciao bella to everyone on the beach. But hey, you only live once, right? And when in Italy, you might as well do as the Italians do. Just maybe pace yourself. All right, let's talk Tuscany. Picture rolling hills, vineyards stretching as far as the eye can see, and charming farmhouses just begging to be Instagrammed. It's like a scene out of a movie. Only you're not dreaming, you're actually here. And the best part? Tuscany is practically synonymous with wine. We're talking Chianti, Brunello di Montalcino, Super Tuscans. Basically, get ready to say cincin until you can't feel your face. But don't worry, you can always blame it on the jet lag. And while you're sipping on that delicious vino, you might as well indulge in some of the local cuisine. Think pasta with truffle oil, fresh baked bread, and juicy steaks. Basically, Tuscany is a foodie's paradise. Just be prepared to loosen your belts a notch or two. Or 3, no judgment here. Now, while you're in Tuscany, why not embrace the local culture and learn a few Italian phrases? Don't worry, I'm not talking about conjugating verbs or anything complicated like that. Just a few essential phrases like ciao, that's hello by the way, grazie, thank you, and most importantly, più vino per favore, more wine please. Trust me, those 3 phrases will get you far in life, especially in Italy. And speaking of Italian, the food in Tuscany is reason enough to visit. We're talking fresh, simple ingredients transformed into culinary masterpieces. It's like your taste buds are on a romantic getaway and they never want to come home. So grab a fork, grab a glass of wine, and get ready to experience the magic of Tuscany. Just make sure you pack your stretchy pants. All right, fashionistas, we're heading to Milan. Get ready to be fabulous because Milan is like the runway of Italy, you know, where the models strut their stuff and I try to copy them, but end up looking like a flamingo in a tutu. Speaking of strutting, I once tried to walk like a model in a pair of heels I bought in Milan. Let's just say it ended with me face down in a plate of spaghetti. But hey, at least I got a free meal out of it, right? But seriously, the shopping in Milan is unbelievable. From Gucci to Prada, it's like a designer's dream come true. Just be prepared to empty your wallet. But hey, you only live once, right? And you can always eat pasta when you get back home. Don't forget to pack your biggest sunglasses and your best I'm too cool for school face. It's Milan, darling. You gotta bring your A game. Now, while you're in Milan, you gotta visit the Duomo. It's practically a rite of passage for anyone stepping foot in this fashion capital. The Duomo di Milano is not just a cathedral, it's an architectural marvel that has stood the test of time. Imagine walking up to this colossal structure with its intricate details and towering spires reaching for the sky. It's like stepping into a different era where craftsmanship and artistry were paramount. It's this giant, gorgeous cathedral with more spires than a porcupine has quills. Each spire is a testament to the dedication and skill of the artisans who worked on it. You can spend hours just gazing at the details, each one telling a story of its own. The Duomo is not just a building, it's a narrative carved in stone, a masterpiece that has been centuries in the making. Don't even get me started on the stained glass. These windows are like portals to another world, each pane a burst of color and light. The way the sunlight filters through, casting vibrant hues across the marble floors, is nothing short of magical. It's like the cathedral is alive, breathing through these windows, telling stories of saints and legends in a language of light and color. It's like a rainbow threw up in there, but in the best way possible. The colors are so vivid, so intense that they almost seem to dance before your eyes. Each window is a work of art, meticulously crafted to inspire awe and reverence. It's a visual symphony that plays out in a spectrum of colors, a feast for the eyes that leaves you spellbound. And get this, they say if you climb to the top of the Duomo, you can see all of Milan. The view from up there is said to be breathtaking, offering a panoramic vista of the city that stretches out as far as the eye can see. It's like standing on top of the world, with the bustling streets of Milan spread out below you like a living, breathing tapestry. I haven't personally done it because, you know, stairs and all that jazz. But for those who are up for the challenge, the climb is said to be well worth the effort. Each step brings you closer to the heavens, and the reward at the top is a view that will stay with you forever. It's a journey of discovery, both of the cathedral and of yourself. Plus, I'm pretty sure I can see everything important from the ground level, like the inside of a gelato shop. Milan is famous for its gelato, and there's nothing quite like indulging in a scoop of this creamy delight after a day of sightseeing. The flavors are endless, each one more delicious than the last. It's a little taste of heaven in a cone, a sweet treat that makes the whole trip worthwhile. After a long day of shopping and sightseeing, you're gonna need a break. And what better way to unwind than by sitting at a charming cafe, sipping on an espresso and watching the world go by? Milan's cafe culture is something to be savored, a moment of tranquility in the midst of the city's hustle and bustle. It's a chance to relax, reflect, and recharge before diving back into the adventure. And what better way to relax than with a delicious plate of risotto alla Milanese? This iconic dish is a must-try, a creamy, cheesy delight that warms the soul. Each bite is a comforting embrace, a reminder of the simple pleasures in life. It's a culinary masterpiece that embodies the essence of Milanese cuisine, rich in flavor and tradition. It's creamy, it's cheesy, it's basically a hug in a bowl. The saffron-infused rice is cooked to perfection, each grain tender and flavorful. It's a dish that brings people together, a shared experience that transcends language and culture. Whether you're dining alone or with friends, a bowl of risotto alla Milanese is a moment of pure joy. So there you have it, folks. Milan is a city that has it all, from stunning architecture and rich history to world-class cuisine and vibrant culture. It's a place where every corner holds a new discovery, every moment a new adventure. Whether you're here for the fashion, the food, or the sights, Milan promises an experience you'll never forget. Milan, where the fashion is fierce, the food is fantastic, and the fun never stops. The streets are alive with energy, a constant buzz of activity and excitement. From high-end boutiques to bustling markets, there's something for everyone in this dynamic city. It's a place that celebrates life in all its forms, a city that never sleeps. Just watch out for those pigeons in the Piazza del Duomo, they're vicious. These feathered fiends have no fear, swooping down on unsuspecting tourists in search of a snack. It's all part of the charm, though, a quirky little detail that adds to the city's character. Just keep an eye on your gelato and you'll be fine. Trust me, I know from experience. One minute you're enjoying a peaceful moment in the piazza, the next you're fending off a flock of determined pigeons. It's all in good fun, though, and makes for a great story to tell when you get back home. So go ahead, embrace the chaos, and make the most of your time in this incredible city. Hold on to your cannoli, folks. Because we're heading south to Sicily. This island is bursting with history, culture, and enough charm to make you want to say Mamma Mia. Sicily is where The Godfather was filmed. You know, that movie with all the horses and the cannoli. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure they cleaned up all the horses. The cannoli, on the other hand, well, you'll just have to see for yourself. And speaking of cannoli, you haven't lived until you've tasted a real Sicilian cannoli. It's like a little piece of heaven filled with ricotta cheese and sprinkled with magic. Okay, maybe not magic, but it tastes pretty magical to me. But Sicily isn't just about the food, although that's a pretty good reason to go. You've got stunning beaches, ancient ruins, and volcanoes. Yes, you heard me right, volcanoes. Now, if you're looking for adventure, you gotta climb Mount Etna. This isn't just any mountain, it's one of the most active volcanoes in the world. Imagine standing on the edge of a crater, feeling the ground rumble beneath your feet, and seeing plumes of smoke rise into the sky. It's a thrilling experience that will make your heart race and your spirit soar. But don't worry, the guides are experienced and they know how to keep you safe. Plus, the views from the top are absolutely breathtaking. You can see the entire island of Sicily spread out below you, with the sparkling blue Mediterranean Sea in the distance. It's a sight you'll never forget. It's one of the most active volcanoes in the world, which sounds scary, but hey, at least you'll have a hot story to tell. And speaking of hot, the lava flows are a sight to behold. They move slowly, like rivers of molten rock, and the heat they give off is intense. You can feel it on your face even from a distance. It's a reminder of the raw power of nature, and it's both humbling and awe-inspiring. Just make sure to keep a safe distance and follow the guide's instructions. Safety first, adventure second. Just maybe wear some fireproof shoes, just in case. And don't forget to bring plenty of water and sunscreen. The sun can be brutal up there, and you don't want to get dehydrated or sunburned. A good hat and some sunglasses are also a must. And if you're planning to hike all the way to the summit, make sure you're in good shape. It's a challenging climb, but the sense of accomplishment you'll feel when you reach the top is worth every step. And while you're in Sicily, don't forget to brush up on your Italian. The locals appreciate it when you make an effort to speak their language, even if it's just a few basic phrases. Plus, it makes your interactions more fun and rewarding. You can start with simple greetings like buongiorno for good morning and buonasera for good evening. And don't forget to say per favore when you ask for something and grazie when you receive it. It's all part of the charm of traveling in Italy. A little ciao and grazie will go a long way. You'll find that the Sicilians are warm and friendly people who love to share their culture with visitors. They take pride in their heritage and they're always happy to teach you a few words or phrases. And who knows, you might even make some new friends along the way. So don't be shy. Give it a try. Plus, it's always good to be able to order your gelato in Italian, for efficiency. And let's be honest, gelato is one of the highlights of any trip to Italy. There are so many flavors to choose from, and each one is more delicious than the last. Whether you prefer classic flavors like chocolate and vanilla, or more adventurous ones like pistachio and stracciatella, you're in for a treat. And don't forget to try some of the local specialties, like granita, a refreshing frozen dessert that's perfect for a hot day. But seriously, the people of Sicily are some of the warmest and most welcoming people you'll ever meet. They have a strong sense of community, and they love to share their traditions and customs with visitors. Whether you're attending a local festival, visiting a family-run winery, or just chatting with people in a cafe, you'll feel like part of the family. And don't be surprised if you're invited to join in on a meal or a celebration. Sicilians are known for their hospitality, and they love to make guests feel at home. They'll feed you, they'll entertain you, they'll probably even invite you to their nonna's house for Sunday dinner. And trust me, you don't want to miss that. Sicilian cuisine is some of the best in the world, with fresh local ingredients and bold, vibrant flavors. From pasta and seafood to pastries and desserts, every meal is a feast for the senses. And the best part? It's all made with love. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the delicious food and warm company. So there you have it, Sicily, where the food is as fiery as the volcano, the history is as rich as the cannoli filling, and the people are as warm as the Sicilian sun. It's a place where every moment is an adventure, and every experience is a memory in the making. Whether you're exploring ancient ruins, hiking through stunning landscapes, or simply enjoying a leisurely meal with new friends, you'll find that Sicily has a way of capturing your heart and soul. The history is as rich as the cannoli filling, and the people are as warm as the Sicilian sun. And let's not forget the cannoli. These sweet, creamy pastries are a Sicilian specialty, and they're absolutely irresistible. Whether you enjoy them with a cup of espresso in the morning or as a dessert after dinner, they're the perfect way to end any meal. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can even try making them yourself. Many local bakeries offer classes where you can learn the art of cannoli making from the experts. And the people are as warm as the Sicilian sun. The sunsets in Sicily are something truly special. As the sun dips below the horizon, the sky is painted with shades of orange, pink, and purple, creating a breathtaking backdrop for your evening. Whether you're watching from a beach, a hilltop, or a charming village square, it's a moment of pure magic. And as the day turns to night, the stars come out to play, adding a touch of sparkle to the Sicilian sky. Just watch out for those scooters. They're like little mosquitoes on wheels. They zip through the narrow streets with surprising speed and agility, and they seem to be everywhere. But don't let them intimidate you. Just stay alert, keep to the sidewalks, and you'll be fine. And who knows, you might even find yourself renting one for a fun and convenient way to explore the island. Just remember to wear a helmet and follow the local traffic rules. After all, safety first, adventure second. All right, pizza lovers, this one's for you. We're heading to Naples, the birthplace of pizza. And let me tell you, this ain't your mama's frozen pizza. This is the real deal. We're talking thin crust, bubbly cheese, and toppings that will make your taste buds sing opera. And the best part, you can get a whole pizza for like €5. That's cheaper than a cup of coffee in some places. Now I know what you're thinking. Ellen, I can eat pizza anywhere. But trust me, there's something special about Neapolitan pizza. Maybe it's the water, maybe it's the air, or maybe it's just the fact that they've been perfecting this art form for centuries. But whatever it is, it's delicious. So ditch the diet, grab a fork and knife, because real Neapolitan pizza is eaten with utensils, and prepare to be amazed. Now I know what you're thinking, Ellen, is there more to Naples than just pizza? And the answer is yes, but honestly the pizza is a pretty big deal. But, okay, if you insist on doing something other than eating pizza, Naples has got you covered. You can explore ancient castles, wander through bustling markets, or take a boat trip to the beautiful island of Capri. And if you're feeling really adventurous, you can even visit Pompei, the ancient Roman city that was buried by a volcano. Don't worry, the volcano is dormant now, so you can leave your fireproof shoes at home. So there you have it, Naples, where the pizza is hot, the history is rich, and the only thing more impressive than the views is the amount of pizza you'll consume. Just be sure to wear your stretchy pants. All right, folks, buckle up because we're heading to Lake Como, a place so beautiful, it's practically illegal. I mean, have you ever seen water so clear? It's like Mother Nature looked in the mirror and said, yep, I nailed it this time. And those mountains, don't even get me started. They're like the backdrop of a romantic comedy, only without the awkward first date and the predictable ending. Just pure, unadulterated beauty. Speaking of romance, rumor has it George Clooney has a villa here. Now, I haven't seen him personally, but I'm pretty sure I spotted a mall on a paddle boat. Or maybe it was just a really stylish swan. You never know on Lake Como. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a celebrity to enjoy Lake Como, but hey, it doesn't hurt. Picture yourself sipping espresso on a sunny terrace, watching the boats bobbing in the harbor. And the food? Oh my goodness, the food. From fresh pasta to creamy gelato, every bite is like a little taste of heaven. Just make sure you pack your stretchy pants because you're gonna need them. Trust me. But the best part about Lake Como is the pace of life. It's all about slowing down, relaxing, and soaking in the beauty around you. Kind of like what I do on my show, but with more pasta and less dancing. Okay, everyone, get ready for a trip back in time to Pompei, the ancient Roman city that's frozen in time. Literally. I mean, talk about a bad day to live near a volcano, right? But hey, at least they say Pompei was a happening place back in the day. I'm talking gladiators, chariots, the works. It was like Vegas, but with togas instead of feather boas. And don't even get me started on the gossip. Can you imagine the stories those walls could tell? I bet the Roman tabloids had a field day with this one. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ellen, isn't it a little creepy walking around a city that was buried in volcanic ash? And to that, I say, maybe. But it's also incredibly fascinating to see how people lived thousands of years ago. Plus, the mosaics in Pompeii are incredible. I mean, they didn't have Instagram back then, so I guess this was their way of showing off their artistic skills. And let me tell you, they were talented. So if you're a history buff, or you just want to see what happens when a volcano has a bad day, Pompeii is definitely worth a visit. Just maybe bring a dust mask, just in case. So there you have it, folks. The top 10 reasons to visit Italy before God calls you. It's a journey of a lifetime. Pack your bags, book your tickets, and get ready for an unforgettable adventure. Ciao! See you in Italy. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and turn on the notification bell for more amazing travel content.